Is Trump stalling on Epstein? The president at this hour, well, we don't know if he signed the bill to release the Epstein files. Certainly no cameras invited in, any pomp and circumstance for this, no announcement that it's done. White House officials tonight are refusing to say when Trump will sign the bill, even though, of course, after fighting it for months tooth and nail, Trump had to cave and say that he would sign it.
So I'm for I don't. They can do whatever they want.
You would sign
We'll
it
give them everything. Sure, I would.
So then, what is the holdup? And when Trump signs the bill, because of course he has said he will sign it, will we ever see the documents? Here's how it will go once Trump signs that bill into law. Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi will then have 30 days to release the more than 300 gigabytes of data and physical evidence that it has on the convicted sex offender. But when asked if she'll actually release the files to the American public, Bondi refused again and again and again to answer the question directly.
We'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency.
What are you doing here over the next 30 days as we understand it?
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
Do you mean that you will provide all the files by 30 days?
We will follow the law, and again, we will continue to follow the law.
Okay, I mean, when you play that response, follow the law again and again and again, it sort of speaks for itself. It leaves open the window for every possible loophole, including withholding the files because of ongoing investigations, which is key because Bondi is at this moment investigating Epstein's ties to Democrats. An investigation that flies in the face, of course, of what her Justice Department declared a little over 4 months ago. In a 2-page memo, the DOJ wrote about its investigation into Epstein and his clients, quote, "This systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties." They said no client list, no evidence for an investigation into anyone. Well, so in that case, might as well put all the files out there. But obviously they didn't want to do that. And why launch an investigation only now against their own stated conclusions after months of fighting against the files' release?
What changed since then that you launched this investigation?
Information that has come for information. There's information new information, additional information.
Okay, obviously they're twisting herself to try to explain this complete about-face by the administration. And now I want to play a bit more of what Bondi said right after that.
If there are any victims, we encourage all victims to come forward.
That is exactly what they have been doing for months and months and months. They've been on the Capitol telling their stories. They have been on this show. They have been on so many other programs telling their stories. Here on the screen, you see just a few of the survivors who have put their faces out there, their voices, to tell the world what happened. Every single one of them calling for the release of the documents for months, for years. We've spoken to many of them on this program. And today, Joe Rogan, who helped propel Trump to the White House, called Trump and the administration out over this whole debacle.
I heard there's no files. I heard it's a hoax. And then all of a sudden, he's going to release the files. Well, I thought there was no files.
Man.
He wants an investigation now.
Listen.
Like, what is going on?
I mean, that is the question. He's right. Even Republicans who voted for the bill to release the files are growing tired of the dragging of the feet.
Just release the damn files, period. I don't care about how the sausage is made. I just want it out in the open for everybody to consume.
Which, again, is something the people in Trump's administration should want, right? All this maximum transparency business when they've been doing the opposite. Plus, think about it. Think about the history here. The same people who fought against releasing the files for months and who are now dragging their feet were the loudest voices out there calling for the files to be released up until the day Trump was back in the White House.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing. put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are. We have an election coming up, and we need to adjudicate this matter at the polls.
Jeffrey Epstein is dead, and Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for 20 years where she belongs. And if people in that report are still fighting to keep their names private, Sean, they have no legal basis to do so unless they're a child, a victim, or a cooperating defendant by some chance against some potential case against Ghislaine Maxwell.
It's incredible. In a moment, we're going to be speaking to Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark. But first, Kristen Holmes out front at the White House tonight. And Kristen, pretty incredible with the whole speed with which this went through the House and then this unprecedented or almost unprecedented automatic passing of the Senate goes to the White House desk to Trump. He could sign it, could have been, and still nothing. We don't know whether he signed it. We don't know what's happening. What's going on?
We don't even know if it's at the White House. Now, we do assume that it has gotten here by now. We were told the transmission from the Senate to the White House would take a little bit of time, could take up to a couple of hours, but we are long past that couple of hours. And now at this point, the White House has called a lid, which means we're not going to see President Trump at any other point tonight without answering any questions as to whether or not the bill has arrived on his desk and whether or not President Trump has signed it. Now, as you noted, it didn't seem likely that he was going to treat this bill signing the way he has so many in the past, with the pomp and circumstance, bringing in the journalists, bringing in the cameras for questions. Instead, it did seem as though this was likely to fly under the radar. But as of now, we still don't know if this has actually been signed, if it's going to be signed tonight. Now, I will tell you that I have been assured by White House officials for the last several days, and today is included, that there are no changes in the plans, that President Trump still plans on signing this bill. But we were also told he was going to sign it as soon as it hit his desk. And right now, we don't know if that's happened. So lots of questions still. Of course, the next step is what gets released and when, but right now we're just waiting on that signing.
Yeah, and just to, as you point out, a pretty incredible moment to be in, right? Easy thing to do and easy thing to confirm, and even at this final moment, nothing about this has been easy. Kristen, thank you, and my panel is here. Ryan, nothing about this has been easy. Nothing at all in terms of these files coming out. Pam Bondi, when you heard her today, refer again and again to the exact same words: will continue to follow the law. And then when asked about the new investigation that Trump had ordered into Democrats in the Epstein files, she said, we're not going to say anything else on that because now it is a pending investigation. What does all that add up to?
So it seems like it's a ploy, but it's a very obvious one. When she says follow the law, I assume what she's including in that is that the legislation itself has long said that they do not need to release parts of the files that relate to active investigations. And then suddenly, in the last half a week, there's now active investigations. And I think that's what she's going to try to claim as one of the reasons to restrict the information that gets out to the public.
I mean, it is pretty stunning. I mean, Dasha, as you have been covering this so closely for Politico, Josh Hawley, the Republican senator today, dismissed the possibility that the DOJ would refuse to release all the information, tried to say that couldn't really be the outcome here. Here's how he put it.
Really surprised if they tried that, given the huge bipartisan support for this.
What are you learning, Dasha?
I mean, look, this passed almost completely unanimously. Every Republican on the Hill that I have talked to has said what you've played on the show: release the files. And every person close to Trump that I have talked to has put their head in their hands as they've been talking about Epstein. They feel that this White House has misplayed this from the beginning and continues to misplay it at every step in the road here. And I'm hearing this from some of the most loyal people around the president who are in full support of him, but can't understand why this has been handled so poorly by this White House. And tonight they're feeling the same way about this delay. They understand that strategically this is not what voters want to see, whether they're Democrats that, believe that the president is guilty of something, which of course there's no evidence of, or whether they're Republicans and people in the MAGA base that have been pounding the pavement here trying to get these files released.